I can feel my whole body on the inside of my body loosening itself from the outside cover, and I'm being pulled out on the top of my head.
As it says, the only shadow I'll be under is that of the Almighty God.
I want to introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Maria.
Oh, thank you.
And I have been allowed for many years to work in Swami's General Hospital, first in Whitefield, and now for many years already again in Putta Parti. Okay.
Well, my name is Gloria, and Swami changed it to Gauri. Okay.
I was just
Yeah. And I'm doing service at the Swami's General Hospital. So far, I've been there 23 years.
Saidam.
Yeah. So, this is how it is. This is home, if the Lord wills. Yeah.
And I'm sure He wills, because otherwise we would not be here. No?
I'm sure He will.
Yeah, right.
I just have that feeling He will.
Talk about a few incidents in our lives. How Swami came into our life, how he got us to Putta Parti. There is, in my life, a personal experience, which was a really wake-up call for me. Because I was, I will use the word innocent, because I had no clue about spirituality at all, to start off with. I'm going back to 1986. No? I was not very well at that time, but one night when I went to bed, I thought, Hausa, if it doesn't change, I'm going to die. I was feeling so bad. And there was this presence in my house, in my room, telling me, don't worry, everything will be all right, just go and lay down. So I was going to lie down, because it's time to go to bed anyway. When I went to bed, I don't know, I was feeling so bad that I thought, what is happening with me? And I was putting myself on my right side, folded my hands, and without knowing why, I hadn't thought of the Holy Mary for God knows how long, and I just started to chant her name. And suddenly, I'm also aware that I'm not breathing. I was aware of that I'm not breathing, and my heart is not beating. How can that be? And at the second I am becoming aware of that, I can feel my whole body on the inside of my body loosening itself from the outside cover, and I'm being pulled out on the top of my head, and I'm standing right in a presence of pure light. There is nothing else. There is only light. And what kind of vehicle I am in, I don't know, because I don't know. The only thing I knew was there is a little light here, inside here. But that was very dim, but of the same quality as the big light. That is what I got to know. Then there is this presence who tells me, if you want to, you can come over the border, and otherwise you go back to your body. For that decision, there changed something in my perception. I was not an individual anymore. There was a feeling of, when I come back to my body and use my human brains, there was a feeling of a totality. And the totality was saying, you're going back, you're not ready. The minute I hear I have to go back to my body, I'm back in my body. And the thing I was thinking, now that is crazy. If you get out of your body, you don't die. You're still there with your awareness. How can that be? At that time, I'm still so innocent about anything. What is happening, how many bodies we have, what happens after that, nothing, I know nothing. And then I thought, okay, now I'm back. Yeah, might as well go to sleep now because I have to work tomorrow. I was working in the hospital in the town I was working in at that time. And gradually, I got to know that this is what happens if people are having a near-death experience.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
So one evening I'm at a conference where people were explaining about near-death experience, and I thought I better go because I want to know what it's all about. When there was somebody talking, the person said, it's not my own personal experience, but my friend has had this experience. That is what I can tell you, what he told. And then something in me, which I don't know what that was, made me stand up and say, if you all agree, will you allow me to tell what I have experienced? That is 1 or 2 years later after my experience. I've never told anybody anything about it because it felt so holy. I, for my feeling, always thought, I've been to God. That must have been God's place somehow. No? And then they said yes. So I told what I had experienced. Then there was one lady, she said, tomorrow I'm going to phone you because I have the feeling you've never spoken to anybody about this. I'm going to phone you. We were 2 hours on the phone.
Wow.
When she was explaining about all the people who had this experience and what it meant in life. To me, it was my waking up call that there is more to life than just our physical existence. We have another existence which we normally don't know so much about, and especially not when you are not brought up in that religion where you know about things like that. So then I got the idea, if there are more people who have had this, I will put an advert in the paper and invite people who have had this experience and don't know whom to talk to. Within no time, I had 7, 9 people together, and once a week we would come together, and one after the other could tell their experience. And what I found out was that everybody has experienced this as it's home. It's where we come from. It's where we are going back to when we finish here on earth. Because our real personal experience is that we are spiritual people with a human experience on earth. But that earth is not our real entity. That is the dream of the divine we are playing in. That's what it felt like. No? So then I had seen a person in a dream with this bushy hair, very big, loving eyes, and I could not forget that dream. And one day I'm with a friend and I see a book on her table, and there's a photo on the front of the book, and I thought, oh, that is that man from the dream. So I said to my friend, who is that? She said, why? I said, that's the man from the dream. And she said, that's a guru in India. His name is Sri Satya Sai Baba. I said, what's a guru? What does the guru do? He has to bring you to the light. And I thought, maybe it was him as a presence already then that who told me that I should not be afraid. Everything would be all right. I would be okay. And she said, you take the book, read it. And I came home and I installed myself in my bedroom. I put a candle, I put incense, and I started reading the book. Now, the weirdest thing in my life happened. I was not even on page number 3 or 4. Suddenly my perception of that book changes completely. The book is talking the words to me. I can hear them. And my eyes are just following. I never slept all night. I finished the book. And I knew this person with this bushy hair exists. He's a god. And I thought, now how am I going to make contact with that? So for months on end, I was thinking, what am I now supposed to do with all these experiences? That was not something I could kind of take out of my head and forget about it. That was too strong. I could not leave it alone. So one day, a lady comes to my room or to my house, a completely strange lady from an Indian background, and says, I'm so-and-so. I have come here to find out if you are interested in learning bhajan, and we can start a bhajan group here in our town. I said, Madam, will you come inside? I have no clue what you are talking about. So she came in and she explained to me what this was all about. And I said, and have you been already to India? She said, yes, I've been to India. I have the tapes. We can learn to sing bhajan. We can start a bhajan group in our town. There is already a Satya Sai Baba organization in our country, and there are groups everywhere in our country. And I would love to start a group. I said, of course, I will come. No. So we sat half a year religiously every Thursday with the tape recorder, our book, because she had brought that from India, and we had the Sanskrit words on the bhajans, and we just learned to sing bhajan. Till one day we all said, in the meantime, we are 7 people who are interested. Where they come from, how they got to know, don't ask me, because I don't know. Then we decide, now we want to do proper. We make an altar, we have flowers, we have incense, we have photo of Swami, because we got to know who he was, and we learned about his discourses and his teachings, what he stands for. And I thought, that is what I've been waiting for all my life. I wanted to know all this. And then we started having proper bhajan afternoon. And that was going on for years. But after 2 years, I'm sitting with some friends one afternoon, and suddenly loud and clear here on the right side of my head, I can hear, and now you're coming to India.
That sounds like him.
And I thought, I'm coming to India. I never thought I would go to India. And then I thought, how do I get there? So I thought, okay, let me go to the travel agent and find out, can they look up where is Putta Parti in India? And how do I get there? So the lady was very sweet. She helped me to find out, and she gave me the name of other people who would go. And I phoned one of these people, and they said, come on Sunday, we are going as a group in August. And this is 92, August. Come. We have no place for you in the group, because we have said we only go 21, we are 21. But you can come to see how you prepare yourself to go to India. So I thought, okay, I'll go. So going there, everybody's sitting on their chair, 21 people are telling who they are, where they come from, what they are expecting of their journey to India. One lady stands up and says, now I've heard so many stories, but I have a different story to tell. I have come to say that I'm not going.
There you
so
go.
That lady said, Maria, your group is here. So I could go with that group.